This is big breaking emergency news. Mass evacuations are happening right now, and millions of people are being forced to leave their homes and their communities because they are worried that they could be destroyed again. A state of emergency has been declared, and this situation is only going to get worse over the next 48 hours. So let's get into the details here really quick, guys. Please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on this big urgent news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. So right now, mass evacuations are happening and have been ordered, mandatory evacuations in multiple different counties and zones inside of Florida. Right now, we're going to get to the full list in just a second, but this is happening due to Hurricane Melton, all right? We also have authorities coming out, and they're saying that they are urging people to evacuate, and they're also opening up extra lanes. The shoulder lanes on highways are going to be opened up as lanes for people to evacuate, all right, because they're expecting so many people to leave the Tampa Bay area, right? So let's get into the evacuations here, and then we will get into more details on these other things that are going on the exact timing of the hurricane. It has been updated, and it's expected to be at least a category 3, maybe a 4. But listen to these evacuations really quick, and then we'll get back to more details of that and what the governor is saying too. Evacuations are happening right now, mandatory inside of Manatee County. It says all people in level A and B and all residents in RVs or mobile homes need to evacuate starting 2 p.m. on Monday, October 7th. So starting tomorrow. Pasco County as well too is under mandatory evacuation starting tomorrow morning. Zones A and B and everyone living in RV or manufactured homes needs to evacuate, all right? And also Pinellas County, same thing, mandatory evacuations have been issued, and evacuations for all residential healthcare facilities as well within evacuation zones A and B, all right? So they're even moving out residential healthcare facilities as well too, and getting people out of there so they don't get trapped in these floods, because they're expecting anywhere from 10 to 20 foot storm surge within the Tampa Bay, all right? And it's this big C shape. Everyone's seen it on the map, and the water could just get trapped up in there and really cause major issues. And we could see major flooding at places like Clearwater Beach. Dunedin is going to get flooded out most likely. Dunedin Causeway. St. Pete, all right? St. Pete is already devastated right now. There's already trash all along the roads all over St. Pete right now from people clearing out their homes from Hurricane Helene, all right? And a lot of places, they got a ton of sand all the way up in their house, right? 2 feet of sand in the house from the storm surge and from the water moving in, okay? So they're still recovering right now. They're in recovery mode, and we could see another major storm hit the same area, right? We could also see Pasco County, Palm Harbor, Port Richey, Tarpon Springs. All these areas are within the evacuation zones right now. So if you live in these areas, take cover and be ready and be prepared. Also, people are stocking up at the stores, all right? Lowe's and Home Depot, it's being reported in places like St. Pete and Pinellas County that the stores are already filled up with people. They're buying all the plywood, they're buying all the sheet metal, all the stuff. There's massive lines of people with plywood right now at Home Depot and Lowe's getting prepared because they know this is coming again, all right? So I want you to listen to what the authorities are saying here really quick too about these mass evacuations that are happening. They're telling people to leave and to take this serious. Listen here really quick.
Go back to our basics. Evacuate if you're in an evacuation zone. If you're not in an evacuation zone and your house was built in conjunction with the Florida Building Code, which pretty much throughout the state of Florida means after 2004, you may be better just to stay in place. If you're dependent on power, you will need to evacuate. If you're dependent on a special set of circumstances, you'll need to evacuate. But if you're not one of those individuals and you're inland, not in an evacuation zone, it may be better for you to just stay in place. I know that many Floridians are still trying to recover from Hurricane Helene, and your plans for Melton need to reflect that. Did you go through all your water? Did you go through all your food? Did you go through all your pet food? Do you need to get new batteries? Please make sure you're doing that today. Make sure your entire family knows the plan, including seniors and children. Make sure you have enough supplies in your disaster supply kit to last each member of your family for at least 7 days. Don't forget that the pets need to be included in that plan, and be sure to include supplies for them as you get ready to evacuate. If you or a loved one have access or functional needs issues, please register today with Florida Special Needs Registry at floridadisaster.org/SNR. That's S as in Sierra, N as in November, R as in Romeo, to provide to your local first responders ahead of the potential storm impacts. When you do this, your local county government will ensure that somebody actually comes to your house, picks that person up, and gets them to where they need to go.
All right, so they're warning you need to evacuate. We could see another situation, and a lot of the infrastructure has already been crippled and destroyed. And if we have another surge like this, it could be a lot worse, right? Some of these homes are still drying out. They're soaking wet, right? The wood is dry rotting a lot of these places. The dry wall is destroyed, and it's still squishy and wet, right? So, and I know people personally in this area that have dealt with this stuff, and it's happening again, right? So make sure you guys are getting prepared and getting stocked up and ready to go, and evacuate if you need to. If you're on these coastal areas in these counties we're talking here, you need to evacuate, and you need to be prepared for the power to be out potentially for days or weeks even, okay? And this hurricane is anticipated. The map for it has changed just a little bit, all right? So, and it's starting to rain here too. I'm not far off from this system here, right? And it says here that the system is supposed to be here. Hurricane Melton, right? It's now officially a hurricane, and it's supposed to be here right on the edge of Florida at 1 p.m. on Wednesday as a major hurricane, at least a Category 3, maybe even a Category 4. All right, so you have until Wednesday morning, essentially. Everything needs to be done before then, all right, because things are going to start getting bad. Wednesday morning, you're already going to be in the middle of the storm, right? So Tuesday night, honestly, try to have all your preps ready by then, because the storm is going to start getting nasty Tuesday night if you're in this area. And this is another one, all right? What do you guys think is going on with these storms and with these disasters, okay? We're having one right after another, and let's hope that we don't see a similar situation like we saw in North Carolina, right? Thankfully, the Florida governor is on top of these things, but FEMA has given people in Florida problems for decades, right? Decades. They have been denying claims, making it impossible to claim money from them and get money even through these programs that they openly support and run. And a lot of times they end up being loans as well too. It's just a loan to fix your roof or fix your house, and then you have to pay it back within a year or a few years, right? Depending on the loan. And you have to fight to even get these things, right? So what do you guys think's going on? And why do we not have the budgets for this? And something I thought about too, just for Florida, is that why do we not have our power lines underground, right? So just something, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe the flooding would cause issues, but it really seems like we should have our power lines underground in Florida. Maybe it's just too wet here, right? Too swampy, but that would definitely prevent a lot of the power going out, right, during these storms. And watch out for trees and anything like that. That's always the thing I'm most worried about during these storms, is a big tree falling on the house or anything like that, right? It could happen. So watch out for trees too, right? Be alert, be aware, and be prepared. Get stocked up. Get your gas tanks filled up right now. Get your water tanks filled up. Get an extra pack of water. All this stuff, right? I feel like we just did this. I was just stocking up stuff just last week, a week and a half ago, and now I'm thinking I need to go fill up my gas tanks again, right? Because I used one of them when the power was out here for 12 hours, right? So let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know what you're doing to get prepared. I hope you guys have big blessings for your life and your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.